There are two ways we can attack with a Mangonel. We can right-click directly upon an enemy unit, or we can use the attack ground hotkey. Mangonel shots inflict 40 melee damage. Here, we have a loomed villager with 40 hit points and 1 melee armor. The Mangonel also has 35 attack versus buildings and 12 attack versus siege, but those attack bonuses don't matter against villagers. If we use an attack ground, the villager takes exactly 39 damage and survives the shot with 1 HP remaining. Now we'll do that again, but we'll right-click the villager directly. This time, he falls before the awesome power of our Mangonel. So, why did the villager survive the first shot? A Mangonel attack consists of 6 separate projectiles, 1 primary projectile and 5 secondary projectiles. The primary projectile is responsible for inflicting the damage from the Mangonel shot and for controlling the blast radius. The secondary projectiles are mostly just for show to make the Mangonel shot look more awesome. If we right-click directly on an enemy target, then the secondary projectiles deal only 1 damage each if they happen to impact it. But if we use an attack ground, then the secondary projectiles don't do any damage at all. They become purely a visual effect. So the villager dies from the direct attack because at least one of the secondary projectiles impacts upon them and deals the extra 1 damage to finish them off. They survive the attack ground, since they take damage only from the primary projectile. So when we're attacking with a Mangonel, a right click has the potential to deal an extra 5 damage. For another example, let's look at a university. A university has 0 building armor and 2 melee armor. If we fire at one using an attack ground, then it takes 73 damage. Now let's try that again, but this time we'll right-click the university. Here, we see it takes 78 damage, with each of the 5 secondary projectiles adding in 1 damage each. If we change the number of projectiles the Mangonel fires down to 1, so that it has 0 secondary projectiles, then we see that the damage dealt by a direct attack and an attack ground is the same. Then we can go in the opposite direction and change the number of projectiles to the maximum of 255, thereby dealing an extra 254 damage with the direct attack. So keep this in mind, particularly when attacking buildings with Mangonels. The extra 5 damage per attack can start to add up after a while. Thank you all very much for watching. Extra thanks for everyone supporting me on Patreon, and I'll see you next time.